been up to. I don't know about you, but I get a lot of boxes. I have a lot of boxes. Lewis the cat loves them, but it's always a problem to get rid of them. So I saw this on the interwebs. I guess we call it by the nickname. And I was just like, oh, hey, that's a good idea. So who's trying this out? You put unwanted stuff in there and people just carry it off? Who thinks this would be a great idea? Because I think it's an awesome idea. What do you think this is an awesome idea? Just to, put your unwanted junk into into your Amazon boxes or any other boxes you got and let them tote it off? Boy, that is like genius. This is genius level. I'm telling you guys, I think it's absolutely genius level. But we're getting ready to do another t-shirt here. Amongst all the other stuff that I've got going on here. But yeah, we're going to do us a t-shirt as I'm getting ready here. But who thinks this is an awesome idea? Get rid of your unwanted junk by just putting it in the boxes that have been shipped to you. Because I'm thinking somebody's on to something here. Somebody is absolutely on to something. Absolutely. Somebody is on to something. That's just such a great idea. Just to put your unwanted junk into the Amazon boxes. Absolutely. That is absolutely awesome. Anyways, we are getting ready, to do some stuff here. And before I get started, I wanted to show you guys something that I bought. It doesn't have anything to do with Chocolate Tour, but I bought this. This is a bracelet. Can you guys see that? Has a little tree of life on it. And it doesn't really fit me. I guess I can undo this and make it fit me. I probably could. But I'm not worried about it. I bought this, but it's not the bracelet so much. Because, I can get bracelets anywhere. But that it's for the Regrow Australia. And I just wanted to bring this up here. Woo! Got something on the bottom of my glasses. But I wanted to show you guys this. It's here. It's on Facebook. It's called Regrow Australia, and every one of these bracelets that are sold, funds go into the tree planting operation in Australia. So if you don't want to actually, and I know everybody in business is going to tell me, why are you telling them that? You should tell them to buy from you. I'm not going to tell you to buy from me. I'm kind of over trying to get people to buy from me. I'll just, if somebody wants to buy it, they'll buy it. But here's something really cool about this. You can buy this. Part of the money goes to help Australia replant after all of those fires from last year where it killed all these koalas who are struggling. And in fact, some of the ads on Facebook talk about a koala named Lewis. They called him Lewis. They called him Lewis, which is, I have a cat named Lewis, so. But they called him Lewis, and they rescued him, and he was burnt like 60% of his body. So they rescued him. Sadly, he did pass away, but they're doing this in his honor to help regrow the trees because they eat eucalyptus trees, the leaves off the eucalyptus trees. So they're trying to regrow those, not only to help the koalas, but to help all of Australia. So, I know Chalk Tour, we have Watts of Love, but this is just, for me, I'm an animal person. So those of you who come around, you know, I mean, I have 2 cats. I'm not really a cat person, but I have 2 cats. And you can buy one of these bracelets. They're not that expensive. I think it was like 20 bucks, 20 USD, something like that. I bought it. It got here. I had totally forgot that I had done it because I didn't do it to get the bracelet. But you can buy one. You can give it to somebody, and the money is going to go into something really nice to help the Australian outback recover from those fires from a year ago. So it's going to be quite a job because those fires burnt nearly everything. So, anyways, we have another one of these black t-shirts to get ready. And yes, I already have cat hair on it. Darn cats. Fortunately, my brother-in-law is not allergic to cats. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to put my Teflon baking sheet inside. And I have a little bit here. I think I need to clean this off before I start. Let me just clean this off just a little bit. This was from yesterday, or not yesterday, the day before. So I'm just going to clean it off real easily, because this is stuff that seeped through. So I'm just sweeping that off. There we go. Using my handy dandy sponge. We call them board erasers. They work really well. They're not like regular sponges that you get for the bathtub and stuff. So, anyways, let me get this in here. I still got kitties. I need to really get one of those lint rollers. Oh, I can't believe I dropped it. Yep, I dropped it. Let's tuck this inside because, again, sometimes the ink seeps through, and I want to make sure that the ink doesn't seep through. Because tonight, I'm going to do a little bit of wet t-shirt. Haven't done that in a while. So I want to do some wet t-shirt technique. So those of you who have been here before and seen me do the wet t-shirt stuff over the last year, I'm here to show you guys again how to do some wet t-shirt. So yes, it is the wet t-shirt technique again. As long as I can straighten this out, because that's another thing. I don't want the water to seep through the back. There we go. And clean it off. Get the lint off. Now, if you're out there and you're watching, drop me a note. Let me know that you're watching. The first thing I'm going to do is put some water on here because I want it damp. So I'm just going to spray some water. There we go. It's pretty wet. And you can kind of see it. And I know, this is a little dark. Let me take that off. Well, that took some of the shine off of there. There we go. Now, the next part. So I have, let me pull that aside. I have, did I bring my white out here? I didn't, but I have the silver. So we're going to start with some Chalk Tour silver. You know what? This light is causing, okay, let me adjust down so it, hopefully, no, that didn't work at all, did it? That did not work at all. Let me dial it back. I think that's working. Yeah. Did that? Let's go a little bit more. And back. I'm just trying to make it so that it's not so bleached out, blown out. We're going to call that good. But I'm going to go ahead and take some of this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray some water in here because I want it to be a little bit wet. And I need a brush, a paintbrush. And I have paintbrushes here. I haven't. Let's see. Not that one. There's some in here. Not a lot. Where did I put all those paintbrushes? Oh. Where did I put all my paintbrushes? Oh well, I have new ones. Because I'm constantly buying oh, I looked in the front. I have them over there. I'm constantly buying paintbrushes. So, all kinds of paintbrushes. I'm just going to take this one. I'll dip it in here. Mix it around. Just like this. And what I'm going to do is just sweep this into this water. Just like that. Because we're going to make a background. And yes, I have not even chosen, because that's the way I roll. I haven't even chosen what transfer I'm going to use. So yeah, we're just going with it. Just like that. Just like this. Just painting the ink into the t-shirt, and it is wet. And I do have my Teflon baking sheet in between. You don't have to use a Teflon baking sheet. You could use parchment paper, but I think with the water that you're going to get better results if you use the Teflon baking sheet, because it is waterproof. It's basically a heat-resistant plastic or something like that. Well, Teflon. So we're going like this. All into this black shirt. I'm going to call that good. Close that up. I have gold. Well, this is actually, yeah, this is gold. I do have a gold, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little gold in there. Right there. put a little bit of gold in here. And you guys, I want to tell you guys about somebody, a gal who joined my team. She didn't join right underneath me. She joined under one of my sponsored people as a designer. And she's doing awesome. Her name is Vanessa Redmond, and she is doing awesome. She lives up in Canada, and she does all kinds of stuff. She is out there rocking it. And she has people following her, and she's doing classes, virtual classes. I'm really proud of her. And I've been kind of in a funk this last year because the dull day job has had me working very, very hard. Yeah, I think I got one more right there. Look at that. This is looking pretty good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go put this in the sink with some water because I forgot to bring a cup in here like usual. There we go. All right. So I put the brush in there. This is looking good. The next thing I'm going to do before I move on is I'm going to clean off my fingers because, of course, I ended up with ink on my fingers. Ink on your fingers is not good. Ink on your fingers is not good. And you're going to notice something here. I'm using a disinfectant wipe, but you'll notice that it's not white because I just reuse them. Here's the thing about these things. You're not trying to, when you're using them to clean the transfers, you're not trying to disinfect the transfers, you're just trying to clean them and get the stuff off of them. Oh, look. I managed to get the thing out there. That's okay. There we go. Okay, so just like this. Just like that. I'm just going to try and dry most of this off. And while I'm drying that, I'm turning on my heat press. Let's see how far I got it. I got it all the way up. That's fine. It doesn't have to be all the way up. 350 is good. The thing about this right here is this is wet, and I have to have it dry before I can put another transfer on it. And I'm going to heat set it. So I could wait until tomorrow and just let this sit here, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna slip the pad underneath it. And again, if you're out there, let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and slip this heat press mat. It's just basically a little ironing board that you set underneath. I'm gonna put that underneath here. And when this heats up, what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and put another one of my Teflon sheets over the top. And what I will do is I will go ahead and heat press this into it. So while that's heating up, I'm gonna go ahead and keep drying. See if I can get this dried. Not likely. Yes, it does. Dry, dry, dry. So while this is drying, let me go ahead and show you something that I am planning. I'm working on. So this right here is a sled that I started last year. It's kind of large. I was going to just do a small one, but then it ended up getting big, getting kind of large. And it didn't cost that much because the longboards where you would lay down are actually made from cedar dog-eared fencing material, which I think is $4 or $5. I had them cut down, or I think I did it. So they're like maybe 3 feet long, and the runners are 2x3s, I think. Yeah, 2x3s. They're not 2x4s. And then there's a smaller board that's in the back. I forget how big that one is. But this is something that I am diligently working on. You'll see that it's been stained, and I have painted the runners. So the runners are painted. And if you guys, I'll probably do this on the weekend because this will be an outside project. If not outside, if it snows or something, I'll do it inside, but we're going to be in the middle of the living room. Just saying, because it will be on the ground, because it will not fit on top of this workspace. I won't be able to do that. And I wanted to show you guys, let's see, where is it? Oh yeah. So this is something that I did the other week. These are easy to make because you use a 4-inch clay pot, the 4-inch saucer that will go with it, a wooden knob, that's what's glued on top, and then that little glass bowl, I got that at a dollar store. So those things are really simple to use. They're very, just really easy to put together. Let's see. I am working on getting all these pictures back. There we go. So this is starting to feel kind of dry. It did dry up pretty well while I was showing you guys that stuff. And the iron is ready. So we're going to heat press this. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my Teflon baking sheet over the top. And 30 seconds. I'm just going to swish it around. I might do another 30 seconds once this is done, because I am going on and off the whole thing. Just like this. Ta-da! 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to do it for another 30 seconds. We're going to get this really deep into this shirt, into the material. Plus it'll be super dry. And Lewis the cat came to sit behind me. I know you guys can't see him. He's back here. There we go. Put that back. And remember, you don't have to use that. You can use a regular iron to do this. You can use a regular iron to do this. So, we look at that, and that's a background. Okay, that's what I've done with that, is I have created a background. Just like that. Oops. Oh my. See, I told you guys, when I was looking for the paintbrush, it would be right in front of me, and you know what? It was right in front of me. How many of you do that? Okay, so I'm going to take this out from underneath, because it doesn't need to be underneath for the next part. And we're going to find something to put over this. Really cool silver and gold. And I'm thinking I don't want to do something Santa-y. By the way, those of you from last year might remember the Santa stop signs. I think I'm going to do this. Always earned, never given. Awesomeness. Or we could just do awesomeness across there. Or put awesomeness on the bottom and this right on the top. I'm thinking about that. But I want to show you guys something else. I know, I want to show you, I sound like my granddaughter. I want to show you something. Let me show you something. I thought that they didn't bring this back. But you guys, guess what? They did bring this back. Let me show you. The Santa stop sign, the Santa stop, please stop here, is back. They brought it back, and I was just like, this was like, last year was my favorite. This is absolutely my favorite. And it's back. So, I have ordered some more of these octagons. You can get them on Amazon. And if you want, just drop a note down below, and I will get you the link to the transfer, because this is awesome. And you can put it on a post, which is what I did last year, and my aunt bought it. So, let's put this, I'm going to put that over there. Okay, so I think we're ready to do always earned, never given, and awesomeness. And on the back, we're going to go in here, and we're going to put, I think this was autumn, winter. So I always write on the back, well, not always, catalog. I'm trying to keep track of where these pieces came from, because inventory is, it's getting harder to keep track of it. I have to say this, it is. So, let me pull this off. And because this is fabric, I'm not going to fuzz this. Usually you would. So these have a fabric mesh inside of them. That's how we can get things like the dot for the eye and all these little arrows. Because on the same thing. People think it's a stencil, but it's not stencil. It's not a stencil. So, I think I'll just do that part. I'm not going to do the awesomeness. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put this right about here. And we're going to go ahead. I think I'm going to use this blue. This is Forget Me Not. This is Forget Me Not. So I'm going to go ahead and use this blue because I think this is a pretty blue. And we'll put a little water in there and snag a stir stick so I can stir it. Just like that. And then I'm going to snag one of these. Now, I'm not putting any tape around the edges. If you feel unsafe and you feel like you could end up going over the top of the edges and stuff, please feel free to put painter's tape. Works really well. But I've done enough of these, and here comes Lewis. Lewis, you get down. He will be in the middle of it, and we don't need kitty cat paw prints in here. So I don't think he needs to be in here. Just like that. Just like this. And like this. There we go. I think that's good. I got a little bit more on that. And it's done. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put that over to the side. And I'm going to pull it off. Look at it right there. Just like that. And so while I'm going to go put this in the sink with some water so that it can rinse out, because I don't want that ink to dry in my transfer. That is cleaning off. So I'll dry this again with my little heat gun. I have this small heat gun. I also have a large painter's heat gun. You know what might have been cool is if I had taken black ink. What do you guys think? I could have done black ink. That would have been... Well, the edges might not have shown up as well. Yeah, the edges might not have shown up as well. Okay. And let me just Move this to the side one more place. Trying not to get myself on there. Let's put this on here. Get my mat backed up. Put it underneath it again. There we go. That reminds me of the monkey song. Here we go. What was that song? Just walking down the street. Daydream Believer. That's what it was. Daydream Believer. All right. I'm going to call this good. And we're going to go right on here and just heat set that ink in to this shirt. Do it one more time just to make sure it's really good and in there. Now you can use a regular iron, 4 minutes one side, 4 minutes the other on a hot setting with no steam, because when you're doing lettering, water is your enemy because that's going to make it bleed. But if you're doing like I did in the beginning, which I call the wet t-shirt contest, where you do want it to spread, you'll use water. So 2 different things, 2 different techniques, with or without water. And here we go. It is done and ready. Let's pull it out and pull the sheet out. Hey, Crystal. How are you? Just been making this t-shirt to give my sister to as a gift for her husband. So we used the wet t-shirt technique here. I dampened it down and I put the gold and silver shimmer colors on there as a background color. And then I used, this is called, the blue is Forget Me Not. So this is a t-shirt. It's pretty easy. Again, I do have another, let's see, what time do we have? I might come back because I have 3 more shirts to make, because I told her I would make 4 shirts for her to give him. So, and she did pay for the t-shirts. Now, these t-shirts, I get them from a company called Jiffy Shirts. I think I ordered 5 in this pack, and they were $5 each. These are Gildran, so that they're heavy, a heavy cotton. Some people don't like to use the heavy colors. They want to use, they want to come out and use different colors. And, you know, they want to use a thinner shirt that is softer. You love this shirt? Yeah, it came out really cool. Of course, the lighting is trying to make it hard to see it, but here, I'll put it back down so you can see it. But yeah, so this part, before I put the blue on, I dampened the shirt down. I used a brush in my inks, and I used the silver shimmer, the shimmer silver and the shimmer gold, and just made streaks across it. Dried it out, heat set that, and then when it was cool, I put a transfer over it. So it's really easy to do this kind of thing. It does not take that much. And here's one of the things, when you're doing your craft projects, my best recommendation is think outside the box. I have a lot of other ideas in my head. In fact, last night I was standing there thinking, what am I going to do tomorrow? Because I'm going to need to do another shirt. And I was sitting there and I just closed my eyes and I saw it in my head. This isn't exactly what I was planning, but I'm like, I really need to do another wet t-shirt. And I have another idea for a different kind of background besides that one. And that one, I will probably, I think I'm going to be mixing some of these inks together for that other t-shirt. Because what you need to do, I mean, when I started, I'm like, I'm never going to mix anything. I didn't even think of it. And I'm like doing this and doing that. And then I started, going outside the bounds of just the transfers. I've actually painted pictures because this right here, you can think of this like paint. So what are the things you could do with paint? With paint, you can thin it down. With paint, you can thin it down. You can, let's see. So with paints can be thinned down. Paints can be a little bit dry. You just brush it on your hand and suck all the water out, and then you do a dry brush, and I have done that kind of thing. So when you're working with the chalk and the ink, think of it as a medium. Like paint, like crayons, like anything else. And how does it work with water? Another idea I have that I haven't explored much is using like a wax or something that I can resist it with. So I have to experiment. The transfers themselves, they're pretty resistant to a lot of things because I've used them with etching cream. I've used them with the inks. I have, one of my friends used it with actual paint. She just made sure to clean it out really well right afterwards. So, you think in terms of what can you do with what you have. And that's how you come up with new ideas. But yep, I think my brother-in-law will like this because this is going to be one of his Christmas gifts. Is that paint the same you use to do your frames? My frames, I'll use spray paint. I don't use the inks or the chalk paste, but people have been using the chalk paste for that. So that gave me a whole bunch of, you know what? And I'm thinking, right now, here's an idea. I have all kinds of different frames and I painted some of them and they're just like a solid color. But now that I think of it, I could thin down a chalk paste and rub it on the edges and get it in the nooks and crannies just to age it. So that could be something. And since we do have, I have this is one of our silver, this is the shimmer silver, and it has that shimmer color in it. But we also have that in chalk paste, so you could burnish something. Give it that, gilded edge just with the chalk paste. So lots of stuff that you can do. It's just a matter of thinking outside the box. I'm showing you guys stuff that I do, but I see other designers doing stuff and I copy them, or I take their idea and I do something else. Right here, this is a t-shirt I did with ink. I haven't even heat set this, but it's just like tie-dye. I just tie-dyed it. Yeah, the possibilities are awesome. So this is kind of like tie-dye, but I soaked it down and I didn't do the normal stuff, but I did use the squeeze bottles. So lots of things you can think of to do with it. Alexa's over here listening to me. Alexa, say something.
I'm designed to protect your privacy, so I only listen after your device detects the wake word, or if the action button is pushed. On Echo devices, you'll always know when your request is being processed because of blue light.
Alexa, stop. So Alexa's listening to me. You like that silver shimmer? Yeah, the silver, the gold. There's also copper. And with the paste, we have some other shimmer colors. There's the harvest, the olive shimmer, and the crimson shimmer, and then there's a red shimmer. So the pastes always come first, but the inks are following closely. I think there's like 56 different chalk paste colors. I'm probably wrong, guys. There's probably more. I mean, I have a whole bunch over here. Let's see if I can turn it so you can kind of see. So you see, there's where all my chalk pastes are, right here. Chalk paste, the inks are down here. These are all the chalk paste. There's more up there. Here's some frames that I have to use. The other side, I have some paints, because especially my granddaughter loves painting. And here's the thing about all these jars of paste and ink. You know, this, I think this is for me like $13 or $14. It's a little more retail. But they last forever. I mean, literally, I've had this for a year. They really are only supposed to be saved for 6 months, but I have them for a year. You know what? There's more shirts behind me. And, hey, you didn't see the Santa bag. This is actually a laundry bag. I use the Santa approved. And we'll just fill it with boxes. You could just fill it with empty boxes from Amazon or whatever and turn it into a decoration. Or use it for something where a Santa Claus goes for some kids. This is another shirt that was done. I have lots of shirts. I used to do a lot of shirts. There's another shirt behind this. Let's see if I can. And that ink lasts because I think I've mentioned it before. So here's Like a Boss. This is a Like a Boss t-shirt, which I actually made the same thing. But it's pretty easy to do this. And if you are truly interested, I can get you the link and you can check it out and ask me questions. Oh, I broke that. You can ask me questions, whatever you want. The kit is only $99 and then you get all this stuff 40% off. And the only next thing that you have to do is spend $100 over 3 months to maintain your designership, so you can maintain that 40% discount, so you're only paying 60% of retail. And you can get all the stuff you want as slowly as you want. And, you know, if you're in like most crafters, $100, that's really easy to spend. I look at all this stuff, I'm like, yeah, but I spend more than $100. So it's a good thing that I do the Facebook Lives, because this is a tax write-off. So everything that I do here is a tax write-off. And this last year was quite nice. So everything that I do is a tax write-off because I do it here to promote. And I don't have to make a profit for 3 years. Because that's how business runs on the U.S. tax code. You want. Tell your husband this would be your Christmas gift. Okay? Tell him you could do that. Get this for you as a Christmas gift. And you can do this stuff. You can make the fence posts. You can make t-shirts. You can sell any of it anywhere you want. On Facebook. You can sell it on Instagram. The t-shirts, whatever you want. My sponsor, she gets asked for commissioned pieces all the time. That woman. And she runs her own, get this. She actually has her own studio. She pays and has a studio. So She does this in the studio. That's her tax write-off because I think she makes too much selling the products that she makes. And she used to, before COVID, she used to do a lot of in-home workshops. She got paid for those too. So they would do, people would give them as gifts, a workshop as a gift. It'd be a part of a party or something. She even did one for somebody who was getting married. So all the bridesmaids came and they did this workshop and they made these things. So it's a lot of fun. There's tons of stuff you can make. I have made bowls, plates with glass etching on them, which works well because you can eat off the etching. Just once it's clean, I use them all the time. All right, so this particular one is a transfer. It's in the sink right now soaking. It's part of two pieces because the bottom part says awesome. But yeah, and I can use the transfers, they say 10 to 12 times. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never thrown a transfer away. I think I threw one away, but that's because this is a funny story. I taped it along the side here just because it has an adhesive, and I forgot that I did that. Walked by it. It got on the back of my pants, and I sat on it. Yeah, I sat on it, and it crinkled up real good, really good. And I can, for the most part, if something folds over and the adhesive sticks to each other, I can get that apart just with some warm water. It's really easy. Just take it slow. But I sat on it. So I just bought another one. We don't do custom transfers, but, there are some things you can do custom, just piecing things together. And we do have fonts. The thing is, there are like 300 transfers available at any time. 300. I'm not kidding you. And right now we have, I've almost forgot. Where is that? I loaded it in here. Where is it? We have, right now it's, let me take this off. Take that off. Put this on. Right now, Black Friday deals are here. You can get up to 40% off of certain transfers, certain surfaces. You can get up to 40% off of those this week only. So the easy place to go for it, let me put that in here. Not try me. I need to edit that. Edit, where is it? I need to put, let me put it, special. I think it's specials or specials. But that link, if it's not specials, it's special. But I think it's specials. That will direct you to the page where all of this week's Black Friday deals are going on. The winter melts into spring. I think that's one of them. But I do have to remind you, I almost forgot. The Santa Stop, please stop here. This was from last year. And they have it back. I did not think they would have this back, and they do. They do. This one, I made this last year, and I made one and put it on a post, and it sold. But yeah, they have them. So I ordered some more of these octagon shapes off of Amazon, and I'm going to make some more of these. And I'm probably going to put those onto the Facebook Marketplace with a post. And I will probably sell those, I think $65 is fair. $50 to $65. Or if you just want to buy one of these, a little cheaper. But yeah, this is back. The other one that's back is The Elf Made Me Do It. There's another one called The Elf Made Me Do It. And I can't wait to do that one. The Elf Made Me Do It. There was this one from last year, and The Elf Made Me Do It. And my aunt took The Elf Made Me Do It, and she made a shirt for herself that said The Elf Made Me Do It. And then she made a shirt for my uncle, and it just said The Elf. So it was stinking cute. But this one right here was one of my favorites. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to head out because I got to get up early in the morning. And I think the cats need some food. But here we go. This shirt tonight. This was the project tonight. Right here. With that said, you guys, see you tomorrow. Bye.